Question 16a. So with 16a, how many teachers are over 50 years old? So you're looking at this area here of your stem and leaf diagram. So we've got a 51-year-old, a 55-year-old, a 58-year-old, a 59, and a 63-year-old. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we get 5 teachers there are over 50 years old. Part B, work out the median age. So median is your middle number if you put them in order. So what I'm going to do is I actually write all the numbers out. I take my time, and I know this appears like a slow method. Just take it nice and slowly to make sure that you don't miss any numbers out. But I find this is the safest way to make sure you get this answer right. If you're very confident, you can put it in directly on the diagram and start crossing things off. But I think when you start crossing data off, you're asking for trouble. Now I've got 13 teachers, I've been told at the top, so I'm just going to check. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I start by crossing 2's off on each side until I get to the sort of nearer the middle. So I'm getting close. I'm going to cross 1 off now, another 1 off, and I get my answer. So my answer being 46. Part C, the oldest teacher retires. She's replaced by a new teacher, aged 22. Work out the new median age. Because I've written them all down, I'm going to find this fairly straightforward then. Because what happens is we had a 22 in here, and we've got all our data that we had before. And what happens then? We get rid of our 63, so our final one is 59. So how does that affect our values? Well, you could think about it, okay, well I've got another value here, so I'd cross another one off. It would actually mean you could write them all out again if you wanted. It will shift 1 down, so it'll then become 38. Question 17. So the best sketch I can do here for this one. So we've got here, and we know we've got parallel lines. This is Y, Z, X, 64. And we've got then part A, write down the value of X. Now it might say give a reason as well. In this case it doesn't, so we just need to put down X as 64. Because vertically opposite angles, so this angle here are vertically opposite. So there's an X there, and the opposite sides of the X are vertically opposite. Then we've got work out the size of angle Y, which is here. Well, personally what I do is I look at this one here to there. If I took a photo of this area here and slid it downwards, because you can go across parallel lines like that, this would drop into here. So X and Z are the same. So then I can say that Z is going to be 64. And then we know here is a straight line. So if I do 180 degrees, which is a straight line, and take off the 64, my angle here, put it on my head, 126 degrees, and that's the angle of Y. Now part C, the correct word from this complete the sentence, angle X and angle Z, so the connection between this angle here and this angle here, what are they? Well, I've said to you before, if you take a camera shot, a photo of this, beginning with C, so if you take a photo of that, I can drop that entire piece down into here. So these two angles will be the same, and camera begins with a C, and that then means we've got a corresponding angle. So that's what corresponding angles are. Question 18. So we've got a question here that says describe fully the single transformation that maps A onto B. So I think what we'll do here is just use a slight bit of square paper. Might be a challenge to get all this on, but we'll see what we can do. So there's 6. Just going to slightly drop off the page. So we've got, I actually found the numbers confusing in this case. So I'm just going to draw out my shape. It was at -2 and then 3 up. So this is going to mean drawing this shorthand. You will use a ruler at all times for this. So there's your first shape, and the second shape is here. So the question is really, if we take two similar points, I'm going to take this point here and this point here, you are looking at how we move across in this direction and then down in that direction. Now the movement idea, the idea of movement, is what we call a translation. We're just simply shifting the shape, and then we're shifting it by what we call a vector. If we count first of all across, what we're doing there is we're moving it across 7, or to the right 7, and then we're going down 2. I want you to think of that as coordinates. So if I said to you, okay, start here, and if you wanted to go right 7, and I want to go 2 down, that coordinate there would be 7 minus 2. And we can't translate it by a coordinate, we translate it by what we call a vector. So the vector is very similar to a coordinate in the fact that the first number goes there, and then instead the second number just goes underneath. We then have to reflect in the line y equals, well, y here, and this is x, y minus 1, y is the value of minus 1 is there. So all the values of y is equal to minus 1 are on this line here. Just trying to make it as perfect as we can. So if I looked on that line and plotted any points, if I plotted here, that would be 3 minus 1, so y is minus 1, 5 minus 1, minus 3 minus 1, minus 5 minus 1, and so on. So what we're really looking at there then is there's our line, and we're going to reflect the shape B. So this is B and this is A. So B is being reflected, so it's 2 squares away here. So it's going to be 2 squares away here, 2 squares away there, 2 squares away there. And we join our shape up. And please use a ruler for it, or you may drop marks. And that then is our shape. Question 19. So we could be here all day with this one because it's a massive, massive grid to fill in. So we put the grid out there. I'll just quickly draw this grid in. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we're drawing across, and then we're going downwards. So I'll just separate those numbers out slightly. And bless them, they're giving us one number, which is then 4 and 8. And then I start reading the question. So we spin 2 wheels, and then the spinner that comes out, we add the numbers together. So if we've got 1 and 1, we got 2, 3, 3 and 1, we get 4, 4 and 1, we get 5, and so on. So I'm just going to, as quickly as possible, get this filled out. And you'll spot patterns then going down. You can write them all out if you want in single rows, but once you spot a pattern, just go for it. And then we've got part A. Asks us what is the most likely score. So the most likely score there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times the 9 shows up. So 9 will be our most likely score. Part B then, work out the probability of winning a prize. So the probability of getting a 2, a 3, a 15 or a 16. So I'd write underneath what these are. So you get 1 there for a 2. There's 2 chances of getting a 3. There's 2 chances of getting a 15, and there's 1 chance of getting a 16. So that's those areas there. So in total we've got 6 chances, and it's 6 chances out of, well, it's a 6 by 6, sorry, an 8 by 8 grid. So 8 times 8 then is 64. So the probability then is 6 out of 64. Well, you can then half that to give you 3 over 32. And I would probably say you're going to drop a mark if you're not careful if you don't half it. Question 20. We've got a tile here, and then we're going to tile directly under. So 6x and x there again. The perimeter of the new shape is 24. Work out the width of one tile. So the length is the length going across, and the width is here. So it's in effect saying, what's x then? If I just go around here and just put in all that I've got, and the perimeter is the distance around the shape, so I'm just going to add 6x, x, x, 6x, x, and x, and that'll then give me 24. So it's saying the new shape is definitely 24. Add my x's together. That's 6x and 6x is 12x, 13x, 14x, 15x, 16x. That equals 24. So I've got 16 lots of something gives me 24. So I'm going to divide 24 by 16. How many 16s in 24? Well, that's one whole one. And I've got a remainder of 8. And it's 16ths because that's what we're dividing by. And that then if we continue to half, we'll drop down to the half that we're after. So we get 1.5, or you could say 1.5, and that's x. And then we've got 21. So I'll just do a very quick drawing of this. So we've got that there. Work out the size of angle y. So we know we've got both angles here, y. What I always do here is just start scribbling things down. Well, no, that's 90. I also spot that I've got a triangle here, which is, I don't know how much of a triangle is it? There's a triangle, a bit better. That's 50 degrees in there. That's 90 degrees in there. So can we work out this angle? Yes, we can. Because you know, a triangle adds up to 180. So if I take away 90 and take away 50, that will then give us 40 degrees overall. So now I know here it's 40 degrees. I've then got a straight line, that being 40 degrees in there. And then this is our question mark. So if we've got 180 then and take away 40, that will then give us 140 degrees. So we now know, let's change to green now, that's 140 degrees. So then my final part here, I've still got a triangle. I know that these two are the same because they're called y's. So they're both the same. So the first thing to do is take 180 and take 140, which gives me 40. And y then, well, will be half of that because both of them are the same. So 40 divided by 2 gives you 20.